who I am. I am a passionate connector of people. It's my joy and it's my passion. The greatest good that I can do for someone else is connect them to somebody else for mutual benefit. You're investing in yourselves to take the time to be here today, and we'd love to help you go up 50,000 feet, dream big, get inspired, think about where you're going, and leave with some conviction to act. I'm sure that many of us in the room are all at a different place in the spectrum of tactician to strategist. Maybe you do both. And you might want to move a little bit, or you might want to move dramatically. It doesn't matter where you sit. If you have this concept in your mind that you're really going to pull your chair up and find space for yourself, you can absolutely do that. Major athletes have coaches. And those coaches don't necessarily just have one insular task. It really depends on the athlete and the day. Sometimes the athlete will need some inspiration. Sometimes they need to be mirrored to around a reality check of where their skills are lacking. Sometimes they need to be pushed. Sometimes they just need to be supported. I see our roles as very similar. You have to assess who you're working with, think through how you can support them in the learning that they need to do to be their best selves, and motivate them to help achieve their own potential. Your role is very critical, as is the role of a coach to an athlete. Mindset is really about making a decision to live a particular way, to achieve a particular objective. And Diana said it this morning, but it's worth saying again, so I'm going to continue on with this thought. It's really about making a commitment to do whatever it takes to get to where you're going, and to have an idea of where it is that you actually want to go. The idea of amazing and delighting your customer, who might be your attorney, who might be your boss, who might be your colleague, might be your client, is to leave them with a lasting emotional interaction, an emotional experience of who you are, that you impact them so they walk away from the experience literally blown away by what you've done. But if you can push the envelope, if you can change the way the people that you work with think, and actually give them tools and set them up to look like innovators with their clients, you will not even believe the impact that that can have on the trust experience. If you put something in front of the person you're meeting with to help guide them through what you're trying to get out of the meeting and achieve your end, your own personal agenda with that meeting, you are going to find it transformative to the meetings. They might even say yes, yes, yes while you're in the meeting and get the check marks, then you don't have to go to 72 emails with 13 people on it that never get you where you need to go. This is something that I've done, and it's been really remarkable for me in my own career, and I would really encourage you to do it. Keep track of and share your own wins. And it may not be obvious to you. A win isn't necessarily you delivering on a project that you said you were going to do well. A win could be you introduced people for mutual benefit and that benefited the firm. A win could be you brought back an innovative idea from your LMA conference that got implemented and resulted in a new file or some sort of other, wonderful success for you. Keep a running list of your own wins and share those wins and be your own advocate. I'm telling you that in large part, I got promoted as quickly as I have and have had so much success because I wasn't afraid, in a humble way, but I wasn't afraid at the right time to say, please look at my list of 743 meetings and what came out of them for you. I'm going to share with you my favorite quote, which is from the Alice in Wonderland book. I'm sure many of you read it when you were much younger, and I have been reminded of it as I'm reading it to my daughter, as I'm sure many of you have that experience with some of your favorite fables. And there's this one moment where Alice is walking in the forest, and she comes across the Cheshire Cat. And she says to the cat, well, which way should I go? And the cat says, well, that really depends which direction you're headed in, where you want to go. And she said, well, I don't really care. It doesn't really matter. And he said, well, then it doesn't really matter which way you go. She said, as long as I end up somewhere. And then he said, well, basically, you can just keep walking and walking and walking. And that's what she did until she figured out where she wants to go home. So I would really encourage you to take a minute for yourselves and say, well, where am I going? Where am I going in 10 years? Where am I want to be in 5 to get to that 10-year goal? What do I want to accomplish this year? against that 10-year plan, and what is the legacy that I want to leave? So I'd encourage you all to go up to that place. What do you want to accomplish? Where do you want to be? Because if you get your vision and your path, the goals that you set for yourself, and then the actions that you take on a day-to-day basis, even in your current role isn't actually where you want to be, will change how you show up in your present role, will change the impact that you have, will open doors for you to new relationships and new opportunities and allow you to really achieve your long-term big passion and big goal. Thank God, Lily is perfectly healthy. She's outgrown all of this. We had 13 wonderful specialists in our time at Sick Kids. She calls it her teddy bear hospital, and always wants to read a book to raise money or sell lemonade or whatever she can do to give back. But these are the 3 things I learned about resilience from her that I want to share with you. Number 1, surrender to what is and redirect your energy to solving the problems. Lily taught me over our 2 years of very painful experiences that we couldn't change it. We just had to do the best we could to accept it and navigate it day by day, which takes me to my next point. Be in the moment and go forward, focusing on one moment at a time as best you can. I am certainly not the expert of this age-old concept or wisdom of being present and eating an elephant one bite at a time. But I really learned how valuable it was over that 2 years. I learned how to bring our focus to dealing with whatever challenge we had one day at a time, sometimes an hour at a time, sometimes figuring out how to entertain her enough to get to lunch when I was so bone tired I couldn't see. You always have a little more. That's the last thing that I really learned from her. You just do. Even when you think you don't. Even when you are exhausted to the bone and you think you have no positivity left in you, you always have it. You have to go a little deeper into your reserve tank, that's for sure. You have to dig. But you just have it, and you have to believe you can. You're strong, and you can find what it takes to persevere.